Welcome to Ultimate DIY, where you learn to be your own handyman. And today we're going to go out to AC/DC printing, and we are going to get some decals printed for the truck and some really cool stuff. But while we're doing that, we're going to film and see the process of how they do it. And we're going to go ahead and make a video of what it's like to be in that industry. So stay tuned and let's check it out. Okay guys, we finally made it to Weatherford, Texas from Dallas. A little bit of a drive. Nice warm day today. We're starting out super early in the morning, fixing to get started on the truck. They're going to pull it right up here, and I'm going to go through the entire process with you. But this is called AC/DC printing. They do printing and laser etching, as you can see on the window. And we're going to go talk with Anne, and we're going to see how she does everything from the layout to the actual applying of the decals and everything on your truck. So I cannot wait to see how that works in the process. So let's get inside and let's see how it's done. Okay guys, this is Annie. Full name is Anne, but she goes by Annie. And she's already been working on our project here. We're gonna go over some of that in a second and show you how she does that. But I thought we'd go ahead first of all and ask her what it is that she does and how she does it. So what kind of projects do you actually do in here?
What we do in here is we print directly on vinyl, and it also cuts. So we can print and cut, and then we are able to print on coroplast yard signs.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Print directly on the coroplast, and we print on Dibond, which is a metal. We can also print on different items, magnetic materials,
So magnetic materials, you're probably not going to be able to put on a lot of the trailers because they're aluminum.
Correct.
And then even some of I know the new Ford vehicles, the aluminum doesn't stick or doesn't allow you to have a magnet stick to it.
Yeah. And
okay.
Magnets, they have a tendency to fly off easy.
So what is your most popular product right now? Is it going to be the clinger or wrap maybe?
Actually, right now we're doing a lot of banners. We have a printer that does just banners as well. Banners, yard signs, metal signs, that's our big product right now. And
so yard signs would be like roofers maybe,
yes.
Landscape guys, real estate. You know, there's quite a bit of stuff there. I could see where that would be good.
We use happy birthday, welcome. You can use a yard sign for anything.
Okay. Yeah, see, I had originally thought about doing the magnets myself, but with the new Ford truck, they won't stick.
They're not going to stick.
So we're going to do this instead. Yeah. All right. And you've been in business for how long?
For about 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
All right. So just let me make sure I've got it right. So the big things that we're going to be, or you're doing, are signs, big banners, you know, like this machine here. And we're going to talk about the machines in just a second, guys. We're going to walk through and take a quick look. But we have banners, yard signs. Do you actually do the full wraps, or do you just do?
I don't do the full wraps anymore. I used to, but since I don't have the workspace to do it because of the big equipment, I don't do the full wraps. I will do a partial wrap, something that we can do outside that doesn't take a whole lot of time. The full wraps is very time consuming.
Yeah, I could see
and you want to be in a building whenever you do that, in a controlled environment.
Probably for what, dust and things like that?
Correct, yeah.
Okay,
and you've got the elements, the weather elements that you don't want to be out in 100-degree weather or 30.
Yeah.
Because it does affect the vinyl.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about the heat or the cold and trying to get it to stick, because I know you have to use heat guns and all when you do that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start going around. We're going to look at some of the equipment she has so you kind of have an idea of what they can do here and what you would be doing if you were in this same type of business. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, Annie, what does this machine do?
So this is called a flatbed printer, and what it does, it prints directly on items. Oh. So this is a canvas that we printed on. So we can set it on the printer, set the printer to only go this high. We can print up to 2 inches. Wow. Any items up to 2 inches. All right. And then it prints directly on it.
Huh. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. How much does a machine like this run?
So this machine was about $55,000. Yeah.
Okay. That's like buying a truck.
It is. It's a brand new truck sitting in here.
Very cool.
This is the Core Plus, which is the yard sign stuff. And
so let me, it's looking at your sign. How does the little deals work? Are they actually popular now? Everybody using the QR
codes are very popular right now. I do a lot of stickers. They put on the vehicles. We put them on the yard signs. The yard signs I've done in the past, we're going back and putting QR codes because it's very easy for someone to come by and just,
awesome.
Scan it.
We're going to do that probably on the truck, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. All right. So guys, if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, though, this is the phone number. This is the place. So be sure you check them out if you're needing any of this work done. And what does this machine do?
Okay. This is called a roll-to-roll printer. And what it does, it prints directly on vinyls.
Okay.
So what we have in here is what we call air egress vinyl and what we use on vehicles. It goes on nice and smooth and no bubbles, wrinkles, or anything like that. So it will print directly on this.
Okay. And this is where the roll goes here, right?
Yes. So if I'm printing a big long piece, it automatically rolls it up. So it's not all over the floor.
That's very awesome. And what is something like this one run?
This one's about $30,000.
Yeah. So you got a lot of machines in here.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, so we got vinyl on this one. We got a lot of signage, and we can do the canvas type prints on this one. So you have some more machines over here, right? Let's go take a look at those.
Yeah. So what we have in here is one of my older machines, and we just use it for banner printing.
Oh.
So
okay.
This is a really big banner that I had printed.
Wow, let's take a look at this one. Ah, another AC/DC one. Very good. How big of a banner can you actually make? Are you capable?
This is a 54-inch material.
So 54 inches wide. And
by 150 feet long.
Wow.
That's how much is in a roll. Yeah.
Wow. So you can literally print something 150 feet long.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Never done it that long, but
you're capable.
I have done 50 foot.
50 foot. That's still big.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. So this is our banner. And what is something like this run?
This machine, it was a little less expensive at $22,000.
Yeah, still expensive.
Yeah.
All right, and this looks like another vinyl type machine?
Well, this is actually a laminator. So after we print whatever's going on your vehicle, we're going to bring it in here and we're going to laminate it. That gives it a protective coating over it, and it helps it stay, the colors, the inks, stay a lot longer.
Wow.
Like it adds like an extra 3 years to it.
Really? Does everybody do that, or is it just like an industry standard maybe?
I don't know if everybody does it. It's something that I do, and I don't know if everybody offers that.
Yeah, well, and that makes you stand out.
It does,
that's really.
Yes.
And what does a laminator run?
So this I got on sale for $2,500.
Well, that's really good.
A new laminator is you're looking at probably $4,000 to $5,000.
Wow. Okay.
And this machine I bought probably 12 years ago.
Wow, so it's done very well.
It's definitely served its purpose.
So you've got 4 major machines that I see that you're using that's doing the bulk of your work. Do you have anything else? That is very cool.
We can laser etch cups. This is something we're doing right now for my sister for her birthday next week.
That's very nice.
And we're going to put all of our kids and grandkids' names on the cup.
Huh.
And so that's what we're working on. We can laser etch on
how does
certain metals.
Oh, okay.
Not all metals.
So how does this work? Does it run from a computer program from computer?
The computer is directly connected to this. We do the designing in the computer and then send it to it. So anything that somebody wants us to laser etch, they have to send it in a black and white format, and then I can convert it in the computer.
Is there a certain type of format that you're using? I know there's certain types of files that people want for a lot of this.
Right. We like either the EPS or the PDF.
How much is, what's it called, a Boss laser?
Boss laser.
How much does a Boss laser run?
So we actually paid $9,000 for this.
Oh, that's actually not too bad compared to...
Correct. Yeah.
It's pretty bad when the 9,000 starts sounding really good.
Yeah,
it's like, I can do that.
Yeah, we can do that one.
Yeah, that is very cool. Okay, so Bobbie, what is this machine? Because I don't think we covered this one.
Okay, so this is actually a double press. We do what's called DTF prints. They will look basically like this.
Okay.
And then that's what's applied to the shirt.
Okay.
Okay. All the adhesive and stuff is in the print.
So do you do just shirts with this machine? Or?
Oh no, we can do, we've done bags, blankets, pretty much anything on here. We can do caps and stuff, but we have a different, that's what the green one over there is that's our hat press.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let me get that right there. Awesome.
But this allows us to do 2 at one time. So while you're setting this one up, that one's pressing. Once it pops up and comes over to press this one, you're finishing this one up. So it makes my job easier and makes me look like the superhero because I'm faster.
Very cool. All right, Bobbie, I'm going to let you get back to work. I just was curious.
Oh, yeah. So this is our grommet machine.
And what does the grommet machine do?
Well, we do like banners.
Is that even on the sign?
Yes, that's what these are here.
Amazing. There's a lot of AC/DC signs in here.
So, cool. Like, I'll put a grommet in this one and show you. It's very easy, really.
Okay.
You just kind of line it up.
Can you see, or do you want me to grab the camera?
No, I
can see. And then you just press it down. Pop it up.
Oh.
And there's your grommet.
Very cool. So then you could take and hang those signs all over the place.
Mesh banner material that kind of comes out like that.
Oh.
It lets the air flow through it a little better.
That is really awesome.
And you can put the grommets in this also.
I don't think I've ever seen the mesh material. That's really neat.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's one of our newer items that we offer.
I also have a question for you all. I see a lot of the clothing around here. Do you guys do clothing as well? Like screen printing or anything on the clothes?
That's what the DTF is.
That's what that does.
Yes.
Oh.
So, let's see, I can show you this one. Because this is actually one that I had her make up. One of my really, really good friends, her son, Jared Wiley, played for TCU and he got drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. So now we're having to change from purple to red.
Oh.
So, and he's number 12. So I made her some shirts to send to her. We just have to, this was just a plain red shirt. This is the DTF that starts out, like I showed you, starts out just like this piece right here. You lay it on, measure it up, make sure, and then you heat press it down. Take the plastic, this transfers the image to the shirt, and then you press it a couple of times to make sure that the image gets into the material.
And so how long, I guess this is just basically called a transfer, right? So, and do they last pretty well?
Oh yeah, the DTF print lasts a lot longer than what the vinyl does. This is more, the adhesive is more mixed in the color and it goes into the material, whereas like vinyl sits on top of the material.
Okay.
So after washing, wearing, folding, that kind of thing, you know, you've made the creases and everything. This will crease, but it won't start to peel up like regular vinyl does.
And crack and all that.
Right, exactly.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you guys do y'all do like one-offs? Do y'all have a minimum? I know a lot of t-shirt places, they do, 20 at a time, 100 at a time.
We can do, I've done orders where it's like one, and I've done orders, like I have one down here that's 70, I think, 72.
Okay.
I did an order a week before last that was 100 and something. It just depends on whatever they want.
Now, I know most places they will do one-offs, but you have setup fees and all that, so it's not very economical to do it that way, correct?
Right. A lot of our onesie twosies that we do are people that already have the designs. So they just send us the design, we get the DTF print, we press it on there, they can buy and pick it up.
Okay.
So it's more feasible for them to do that than have her design something.
Very interesting. Well, we may be doing that next with you guys. So awesome.
That's
all right.
that.
Thank you very much.
So we're putting it on the video.
Oh, great. Okay.
She's like, oh no.
Okay, so you were saying though that on the shirts you do a lot of one-offs. But what about caps and other items?
Okay. We can do pretty much any type of order, small, big, whatever. It is more cost effective to do like yard signs in tins.
Okay.
just because of the way we have to process it, the material that we use, that kind of stuff. And then caps, it is easier and more cost effective to do in dozens than it is just do one or two, because you do have on the caps, you know, the setup fee, that kind of thing.
So when you say dozens, so like if I was to walk in here, would 1 dozen work, or is it better to do 2 or 3?
Nope, you can walk in with 1 dozen. You can call on order and say, hey, this is what I want. I only want 1 dozen, or I want 12 dozen, whatever.
Okay, Annie, so what is it you actually do at this stage? So how do you get ready, you know, when somebody sends you, as a matter of fact, what kind of file would I have to send you for you to be able to do this?
Okay, so one of the first steps is that when the customer wants something done, they call me, we talk about it, and then I'll have them email me their design. Now, some customers don't have a design, they just have a picture of it, which I will have to recreate.
Okay.
Now, because obviously we can't use that picture as anything. It's
too
not
blurry.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing I can do. It's just a picture. Just a picture.
Is there a certain resolution picture that helps you, or a certain type of picture?
If the customer already has the design already done, sending it in the PDF format is the best way
PDF.
for me. PDF,
okay.
Yes.
Great.
Right. So the first step we do is I put the picture in here so I have something to go off of. And then I find that font, which I did, and I start recreating it. So right now I've just typed everything in here. And what I'm doing here is I'm making it look like this right here.
Okay.
So make that a little bit bigger. I'll put it behind there.
So basically, if we're working on a vehicle, it really helps if it's a PDF type form that they send it, or in that type form that they send it to you. Also, maybe pictures of the vehicle and things like that. Yeah. Now, if it's a sign, I would imagine that's a little different. They basically just give you what they're wanting, and you're able to, if it's like, say, a yard sign, you said that's a very popular thing for you right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So ideally, it's best if it's already recreated and I don't have to do any of this.
Mm-hmm. So it saves a lot of time.
It does save a lot of time. And it also saves the customer money.
Yep.
Because when I do this stuff, I have to charge a design fee because it takes time to do it.
Okay. All right, guys, so pay good attention to that part of it there. If you're wanting this done, if you do a lot of your own design work, have it ready, have it in a PDF form. It saves you time, and it saves not only time, but it saves you money, because she's going to have to charge for her time to do this. All right?
Correct. So now what I do is I work directly with the customer, sending pictures and information back and forth, either by text or email, whatever the customer wants.
Is this generally a long process, happen pretty quickly? I guess it would depend on the scope of the actual job.
Right. It depends on the scope, and also depends on how quickly the customer responds. So if I'm currently working on it and they're responding back and forth, then we can get it done pretty quick. Okay. But now if I'm working on it and they don't respond for hours later, I move on to something else. And now we got to wait for me to come back to their job, and hopefully it can be that day.
So I would assume once you've got this done, though, and they want to call and order more, it's pretty quick at that point.
Once I get it created or recreated, I save everything that I do, and they can call or text me and say, I need 10 more yard signs, or I need to do another vehicle, and I can have everything ready. So when they show up, the yard signs are ready, or I can just get it put on the vehicle.
Okay. And I know, guys, that's not much different than if you're getting caps made or cups. There's always that setup fee the first time. Once you get everything done, then it's pretty much game on later. You can call and order more, and it happens really quickly. So anyway, this looks really good at this point. Okay. This is what we're going to actually put on the truck. And then now she's working on colors, and she has a picture of the truck basically, and she's going to be putting it on there to make sure that it looks decent. Getting
it sized to the location where you want it is very important.
Oh.
So if I don't have the vehicle here, then I'm depending on the customer to get me the exact width and height of the door. So this is going to go on the front door, right? This is going on the door.
Okay.
So I need the exact width and height, so I know how to make this, how big to make this part.
So they either have to send you a measurement or they need to have a really good picture of their vehicle. Even with a picture, does the picture work pretty well with that? Are you able to tell?
Not from a picture, but if I know what type of truck it is, I can always look up the size.
Okay.
And see, all right, just, Google what size is an F-150 front door.
Okay, guys, so she's got that part pretty well ready. She's going to go into probably doing the QR codes and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and stop at this point, let her get her job done. Okay, guys, everything is set up. We got it exactly the way we want it. She is finished with this part, and we are fixing to go to print.
What I'm doing here is I'm setting my page up. So my page is the exact same size as the vinyl on the printer.
Okay.
Which we have 52, it's a 54-inch wide vinyl, but we have 52 inches to a print area.
Okay.
The width. We can go however long on the length. So I'm going to set it up here to utilize the best amount, the most amount of space.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, so you're taking everything and just trying to print it on that, so that way you don't have to. So that's very smart.
Yes. So we have one for the back, and then we're putting a QR code on each side.
Okay.
We're doing one for the side, one for the other side.
With a QR code on each side, right?
Correct. Okay.
All right.
And then we're going to do two of these guys. Okay, so now I do one, get it all designed, and now I do an exact duplicate of it. So now both of them are the exact same size and colors and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. So again, we want to utilize the most amount of space that we have. So it's kind of like playing Jenga.
Oh, so you can actually turn it sideways and do it because you're going to cut it out. So.
Right. So we're going to put this up here. That down there. And what I do for my customers, if I have extra space, because you're paying for that space, I'll do extra QR codes.
Oh, very nice.
So we're going to have extra space here. Bring that down. Okay.
Very good.
And we'll do some littler ones. You can, put them on whatever you want to put them on.
Yeah. Very nice. I'll put it on my trailer.
Yeah. So all this white space in here is wasted space. So I try to fill it up. So now our print is 51 inches by 40 inches. So we're going to make our sheet that size. So when it prints out, it's going to come out of the sheet on the sheet looking just like that.
Okay. And it's going to come out in the machine behind us?
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm doing here is I'm in the program that is connected to that printer. So I send it from this computer over to this one. This one I do the designing on. This one has my programs on it for the printers. And I'm going to pull it from my Google Drive because that's a really awesome drive. There it is, all ready to go. All right, now we're going to bring it into it's called a RasterLink, Mimiki RasterLink program. We're going to bring it into it. Now it's going to upload.
Okay, so we got the printing going, and you were saying something about this is a UV printer?
It's a UV printing, and what that means is that it's the ultraviolet, the ink with that helps keep a longer lasting against, our hot Texas sun. So it helps the ink last a lot longer. And then we're going to do the lamination process, which also adds life to your print.
Okay,
awesome. So UV printing means that it's printing with the special UV ink.
Right.
And it has a UV light that cures that ink instantly. So as soon as this prints, it's ready.
That is awesome.
With the older printer, we had to wait 6 to 10 hours.
I'm very familiar with UV lights and like HVAC where we're installing those to kill germs and things like that. So this is actually heating it and curing it instantly as it goes over.
That's correct, yes.
That is really cool.
Now we're doing a high quality print We have different levels, a high quality, medium quality, and a lower quality, just depending on what the customer's price range is. We try to accommodate for that as well. So the high quality printing takes a lot longer.
Wow.
Because what it's doing, it's laying down a lot more ink, and it's taking its time to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be.
So when you say laying down more ink, so does this kind of work like a dot matrix or something where it's putting a lot more in, or like megapixel stronger, or
1200 dots by 1200 dots per square inch.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
So you have 3 different levels, guys, you can choose from. So you've got low, medium, and high, depending on what your price range is and what you're trying to accomplish. Now, something else that she just mentioned to me a few minutes ago that I did not realize earlier when we first started is if you are a YouTuber and you have a merch store, or if you are on Instagram and have a merch store, she can ship nationwide, and she actually takes care of a lot of merch stores. So she could be your source for that as well. And I'll probably be talking to her about taking care of ours. So good thing to know, guys. Be sure you reach out.
So basically she has to set it up on the crop marks so that the program will know basically where to begin.
Okay.
Because it's going to follow the exact same pattern as it did when it printed, only it's going to be cutting this time.
Okay. Very cool.
And sometimes it's finicky and doesn't like to find the crop marks.
I guess it would be really bad if it didn't find them and started cutting it all up. So.
Well, it won't cut at all if it can't find them is the problem.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's good in a way, but.
So does it occasionally, though, ever cut wrong and you end up having to redo them?
Put the paper in backwards, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be a bad thing.
Yeah, because
mess
it'll
up your day.
yeah, it'll start the wrong side of the image.
What it's doing is finding the crop marks.
Oh.
There's one on each corner. So it's centering everything and lining everything out. And then when it goes to cut, it will go exactly like that. So now it's just like, okay, found all four crop marks, which is what we want. And now it's going to.
Okay, finally finished. So now we're going to pull it off of the machine.
I'm going to use this really cool, expensive work table
All
right here. And Bobbie's going to, what we call weed it. You're going to weed away, peel away the excess that we don't need.
Okay.
And everything that we do need is going to stay on the vinyl.
And that's called weeding.
It's called weeding. Yep.
Very cool.
And Bobbie is really good at that.
I love it. It's my favorite job. Yes. Some of the little ones. And it's easier for me to cut it down and do it in small pieces than it is for me to do it all at once.
Just using an X-Acto knife?
Yeah, and just kind of do it where I'm going through the vinyl, but not through the whole thing. And that's just what I do all the way around.
Very cool.
All right, got those?
Okay, so this part is called taping, you said? Okay.
Probably farther. Well, you have longer arms than I do, remember?
Yeah. So we'll go further down this way. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the tape because we can't transfer any of this stuff unless we do it letter by letter. We don't want to do that. So we put a transfer tape on it. Okay. We get a workout in
And
here.
this is the most professional way to do this, just so you know.
Okay.
Efficient way.
Got a snag up there. I don't think it's gonna matter though.
And so the purpose of transfer tape is to do what?
To be able to transfer all the letters at one time.
Okay.
We're in?
But the trick is to get it all down smooth, so whenever you, basically you're taking the backing off
Yes.
and adhering the sticker with the tape on top of it. So when you pull the tape off, the image is on the decals on whatever you're putting it on. And you want to make sure the tape goes down smooth, because if not, your words and stuff will be wrinkled, and then it's a whole big mess to have to try to fix while it's already on.
Got it. That makes sense.
So since it's all cut up into different pieces, we want to transfer it all at one time. And that's what the transfer tape does. Helps with. This out of the way. Yeah.
Okay, so the way I do it is first I'm going to eyeball it.
Okay.
And then tape it.
You just put tape on the end so you can level it a little
Yeah,
better.
I can move it if I need to. And then I'll have to seal the measuring tape. And then
Till we're out in the country, I hear the rooster.
right.
I wonder if maybe we should bring that down a little.
You want
What do
to?
you think?
Well, you're curved here.
And we don't want to do the curve.
Don't
Not
want it
really.
curved.
Okay.
You want to stay more flat. It just will
Okay.
adhere better. In fact, I think I'm going to go up a little more because you can kind of feel.
Yeah, I can see the letters kind of on that curve.
See, right there's the curve. So
Okay.
I actually want to go up more. So I'm not.
So one of the keys, guys, is try not to put these on curves.
Flat.
You want it as flat as
Yeah, you want to
possible.
stay as flat as possible.
Now that we've got it where we want it.
Okay, and then we'll measure on these from a flat part to a flat part to up here
Okay.
to make sure that, which I can tell I'm really wobbed, but.
Behind you.
No problem.
And the trick that I have to remind myself, I have to look at this and not what's cut out.
Yeah.
I'm
I see
really
how that
bad
can
about
throw
that.
you off.
It does. It really does. All right. So we'll take it and just kind of tape about right there. And when I take this tape here, your image is on it. Okay. So we'll take it. You want to cut this out of the way. And then you'll just take your squeegee. And it should go straight on. No bubbles, no wrinkles.
Very good.
And then we'll do she's mad because I told you they'll see me up here and I don't have any food for them today. Okay, and then we just kind of go with it as you're pulling this. You're,
Slow and gentle so you don't get bubbles.
yep. Okay. Get it down. Give it a little- Pull it straight off. It'll pull your,
So you
Image
pull that
with it.
angle on, okay?
that way it's leaving it, and you want to pull close to it because if you start pulling out here, it'll start pulling this off.
Very nice. So we have two people installing at the same time. And they said one of the most important things, obviously, like I said earlier, is make sure it's very clean. No debris, no anything underneath them.
So it's important to get the level with vehicles that have different curvatures all over it. One of the difficult things is getting it straight. But we're using this
Okay.
because it's straight until it gets to about here, then it goes down. But
Okay, guys, there you go. It's a wrap. It's all on the truck. It looks fantastic. Thanks to Anne and thanks to Bobbie and AC/DC printing and laser etching. And don't forget, they can do your merch as well if you have a YouTube or YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, anything that you need merch. So looks great. Can't wait to drive around with it.
Y'all, thank you very much. You've seen the whole process. It's a lot of fun, time-consuming stuff. We enjoy it. This is what we do every day. We also do banners, signs, metal signs, plastic, coroplast, magnets. We can do this stuff for you no matter where you live and ship it to you, and then you put it on. It's very user-friendly. We'll send instructions. Y'all give us a call, 817-228-9431. You can call, you can text, you can look us up on Facebook, AC/DC Printing. You can look up Annie Carbone, and y'all give us a like, contact us, you let us know what you need.
And we appreciate you guys watching. We will see you on the next one.